if you've been under a rock or your hair is growing exponentially longer than it has ever been in your entire life, there is more YouTube beef going on because it seems to never stop. My good friend Honey Kufis, love him to death. He was at my house a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you knew that. We went fishing. We made a song together.
I mixed the song.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Did I pay you for that? I did.
You did.
Right? Okay, cool.
Yes.
He has been going back and forth with a new cat whose name is Lucid. And they've been going at it for like 3 days now. And I think there's been 6 tracks dropped, or at least 5. This is another one of those classic YouTube situations. Yeah, dude. It's one of those classic YouTube situations where I never understood this thought process, but it's like whoever puts out the track fastest already gets bragging points. And like I don't know. I've never understood that. How do you feel about that?
I disagree. And
I do too. I've always hated that.
Yeah, because the diss tracks that come out the quickest usually don't have the best punch. And yeah, I don't know. I think you do have to be quick. Like, you can't really take your time per se with a diss track and like really, be a perfectionist with it, like in terms of like production and mixing and all stuff like that. But
yeah,
lyrically, it's all about lyrics. It's all about lyrics when it comes to diss tracks. So why would you rush that part? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's the most important part.
And I remember back when like Shizzy and Luke were going at it, like Luke would stay up for 24 hours straight and write his shit and try to memorize it and film a video. It's like, why are you doing this to yourselves? Like, it's not that big a deal. It really is not that big of a deal. Like, nobody's really going to remember this kind of stuff in a couple years. Like, it is not that big of a deal. But I think with like diss tracks, I give people like a 4-day clearance. If you respond within 4 days, I still give you the same amount of attention as it would have if you responded 12 hours later.
Yeah, and I think that would be the smart way to go about it, because I don't know, I think it's creating more anticipation with the fans and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So, and it drags it out longer. Otherwise, it's just something that happens really quick. Like, it's something that could, I don't know, I think the effect would be bigger or better if you left the fans waiting for it, and you'll probably get more attention for the song when it comes out because they've been waiting for it. So
yeah, I agree completely. And I like to make the comparison, obviously, like the Eminem MGK thing. I like to make the comparison to the Eminem MGK situation. We were talking about how long people wait to release the tracks and shit.
Okay. Yeah, what was the windows when it came to that?
Yeah, I feel like he released it like 5 days later, but it felt like it took like 2 weeks because of the anticipation of me waiting on it for so long. I could be wrong if you want to fact check me on that. But yeah, I feel like the wait felt way longer than what it was just because of the anticipation. And then when he did drop it, that's all they did. It was 1 track apiece, and everybody was that was all people talked about for the longest time. People still talk about that to this day. It's my most viewed videos on my channel.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy that people still look up this information and still talk about it all the time. And then you look at the situation like Joyner and Tory Lanez. Like, they did the thing where they just went back and forth as quick as fucking possible, and it just, like, everybody forgot about it immediately. Like, it could have had a pretty big impact on the scene that people say diss tracks do, like it's good for hip-hop and all this other shit.
2 big heavy hitters right there. So
yeah, if they did the same format, like 1 dropped and then a couple days later 1 dropped, and then everybody kind of judged those, and at most 1 more track apiece, at most, and like there was a time differential between them, I think it would have been pretty dope. But they dropped like 6 songs in a span of 2 days or some shit like that. And it's like, at that point, I don't even care. Like, I made a video on the first 2, I think, maybe the second 2. Like, I didn't make a video on all of them. I know I didn't, because it was too much for me to follow, and I just didn't really even care that much, to be honest. I wasn't invested in it.
Yeah, and, I wasn't invested in it at all either. I didn't even really understand what was going on. With all that, the one that I go back to all the time is Meek Mill and Cassidy. That one
I'm not aware of that one. Those are 2 of your guys. Yeah,
Meek Mill was waiting for we were waiting for a Meek Mill response for a long time. Cassidy put out 2 diss tracks, and then Meek Mill's, we were just waiting, and then if I'm not mistaken, his first one was Garbo, but his second one was pretty dope. But I don't know how memorable of a one that is. It's not as memorable as like Meek Mill and Drake, anything like that. But
and even that one, I mean, they Drake, maybe that's what started to popularize it, because Drake did like the song the next day or some shit like that and did back to back before he even responded. I don't know.
Yeah,
that
he
was like
had
a huge
one
dub.
called Charged Up. That was his first one, and it was very slow. It was very slow, very calm. Not a lot of punchlines in it, but it was so genius. It was such a good setup for the diss track. It was called Charged Up.
Yeah.
Like, so it means like, I'm ready now. He did a song to say, I'm ready to end you.
Yeah.
And then he almost
He played
did.
it smart, I think.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. It's such a weird thing, and, like, YouTubers specifically have this mindset. Like, everybody that I know that's been in beefs lately, they do this thing. Like, I remember Screwing Up Church that did, like, 8 tracks with each other.
Yeah.
Just an unbelievable, crazy amount of
How
stuff
much
like
do you
that.
have to say about one person?
Yeah, you got to run out of shit to say about the dude. Like,
You're going to start talking about their nose.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's crazy. And that happened. Like, I remember Church said something that his nose looked like a flipped upside down jet ski or some shit like that. Like, they just started talking about the stupidest shit. And then Luke and Shizzy, they did the same thing. Luke and Screw did the same thing. It feels like everybody I know that gets into these beef situations, they do this thing where they're just like, all right, next track. They don't even let their first one have time to marinate and sit with people before they've got something else out. And at that point, I become completely disinterested in it. I know some people feed off that kind of stuff. But, so that's what's been going on with Lucid and Kufis right now. Basically, Lucid put out this song, taking shots at a lot of different people in the YouTube community because he feels like he's not really included in a part of it. He said some shit about me. He says stuff about Kufis. He gave you the most bars out of everybody in the song. He said a lot about a lot of people, and nothing was like completely super disrespectful. I mean, he called you a bitch, which is like, that's weird on my part. But
did he?
Yeah. Well, it's so weird. He wasn't like, Joey's a bitch. He used it as like a filler word almost. It's hard to explain it. But like, bitch was mentioned in accordance to your name. And several others, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just kind of did this thing. And Kufis responded. I don't think anyone else did. Well, a guy named T-Rev responded, but I don't think he called out T-Rev specifically. Lucid did say he's like the best white rapper on YouTube, which is a horrible thing to want to be, honestly. Like, I would hate that if somebody called me the best white rapper on YouTube, because that's such a small fucking box and such a box that is frowned upon. That's not where you want to be at all.
No, that's not where we all want to be at all. That's where you don't want to be the best black rapper. You don't want to be the best white rapper.
Of course.
Well, are we going backwards here in this progress that we're trying to make? I don't want to make this a political thing, but what the... Stop.
Yeah, it's weird. It was mad weird to hear that. Like, I understand that you feel like you're the best, like, and I've been conflicted with this view for a long time. Like, there's like a certain arrogance to it. Like, you have to think that you're the best, but you need to be able to admit when you're not. And that's where I'm at. Like, I know I'm not the best rapper out of my friends in general, but like, I still know I'm really fucking good. It doesn't discredit. It's such a weird thing for me to even talk about. But anyway, that was the gist of the song. Kufis came back with a song called Blackballed. Pretty much just talking about how, you kind of shot yourself in the foot by doing this.
Yeah.
And then they've just gone. I can't even keep up with the shit. There's been 2 more since then from Lucid and 3 more since then. No, 2. See, I can't even keep up with it. That's why I hate this kind of stuff.
I had no clue there was this many tracks.
Okay, so after Blackballed, so the original thing was called, it was the Eminem Kid Cudi remix, that song. Adventures of Moonman and Slim Shady. He called it The Adventures of Lucid and the YouTube Community was the name of it. Then Kufis responded with a song called Blackballed, basically telling him he shot himself in the foot. Lucid responds with a song called First Down. Then Kufis responds with a song called Career Ender. And then I think Kufis responded again.
He responded to his response? Kufis dissed
to his
himself?
own response. Yeah, no. It was... What happened? No. Yeah. Hold on.
He did diss himself.
See, now I gotta look.
Oh, no.
I can't remember how many fucking songs have been dropped. Career Ender was the second one from Kufis, I know that. He dropped another one called Lucy. And then he's got another one called...
These titles, bro.
What is going on, dude? Jesus Christ. Okay.
Another one dropped while we were doing this podcast?
There was another one that just dropped that I haven't heard 2 hours ago.
Really?
Yeah, dead ass. This is wild. Okay, here we go. Let me look up the order of situations.
They're working
here.
together to make a mixtape, yo. We just don't know about it. This is the
diss
most
tape.
genius marketing tactic
It's crazy,
we've ever
man.
seen.
It is crazy. Okay, so track number 1, Adventures of Lucid and the YouTube Community. Track number 2, Blackballed. Track number 3 is First Down by Lucid. Track number 4 is it's called Career Ender by Honey Kufis. Track number 5, Lucid. It's called Ethered. He did it over the Ether beat.
Oh, that's bold.
And then Honey Kufis responded with Cash Prize. And it looks like it's over the Hit 'Em Up Tupac beat. So another bold statement right there. Okay, Jesus Christ. So that's what's been going on. This is all in a span of like not even 4 days, really. I don't even know when this started. It's crazy, dog. It's crazy.
It's crazy, and I didn't even really say my opinion on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've just been kind of
how I feel about it all.
Yeah, I've just been filling people in, and I know there's going to be more that happens out of this because the mindset that both of these guys have. I know Kufis way more than I know Lucid. I've never really talked to Lucid besides once, and I'll get into that here in a minute. But yeah, I know this is never really going to stop. It feels like.
Yeah. So you know, I think I'm pretty good at not being biased when I talk about this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think Lucid has a really good flow.
Yeah, of course, dude. He's good. That's the thing. Is Lucid is good, but he is like shooting himself in the foot doing stuff like this.
I've never heard him go like super crazy with like bars.
Yeah.
Like lyrically and stuff like that, but I haven't heard a lot of his stuff. I've only heard Godzilla and the Godzilla remix that we reacted to.
Yeah.
I think.
No,
wait. Did he do a YouTube cypher?
Yeah, we did the YouTube cypher thing.
That's what I heard. Upset. I heard the YouTube cypher verse.
Yeah.
And the and this, but I cut it off pretty much after. I don't know. I was busy doing something. And,
after he talked shit about your hats.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty much I was like, okay, what is this?
Yeah.
I think at that's when I started to tune it out, because that was a day where I was going through all my DMs and like catching up and responding to fans and stuff.
Yeah.
And then a fan just sent me that, and I was like, okay, let me click I didn't even realize what it was. I was just gonna click the link. I figured it was their song or something.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna click it and whatever. But then I saw what it was, and I was like, okay, so this is like the mean version of what Dwayne did.
Yeah.
recently. Dwayne's How to Rob was dope, by the way.
Yeah, I loved it. And that's the thing, dude, is like we're really good friends with Dwayne, so we understand that he's coming from a place of being funny as shit in his song.
Yeah.
And like,
but creative and still just dope, just good hip hop.
Yeah, and everybody he talked about in that, like he at least had talked to before, and like they understood where he was coming from. Like he wasn't actually upset.
I don't plan on responding to anything. I didn't even want to give it attention. I didn't even want to talk about it on this podcast, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, cat's out of the bag now. I guess as Kufis started, taking shots back or whatever.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
It was just like
so many people asked me to talk about it, and you already know I hate this shit more than anybody. I mean, I think it's stupid. I think it's pointless. I think it's completely counterproductive, and I will always hold on to that. Like, it's entertaining, sure, and it's good for an immediate buzz, but this is, especially somebody as Lucid size, where like this is one of his first times where a lot of people are really talking about him outside of his Godzilla remix. This is something that he's going to be remembered for a good minute. It happened to Luke Gone for a little bit. That's all people knew him as for a while.
That's why he's doing so many tracks.
Yeah,
because he's got momentum right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
100%.
So yeah, but me, I'm too busy with a lot of stuff to be worried about this. Some big stuff that you guys are going to find out about very soon.
Papa Doo!